Hello and welcome to the PvE-Gamer. Today we are starting into Season 1, and in Season 1 our main concern is defending the Gaping Maw. So a deck with Gulbjarn's Castle. We can exhaust this castle to pay 1 mana and choose one, remove up to 2 damage from the castle, or remove up to 1 damage from an ally, or to draw a card. So very flexible castle here. Hopefully we will not need that as normal. Is usually a very easy mode to defeat, but we are taking a bit of a risk here because we're trying to do this as fast and efficient as possible. So I'm already in round 2 here. That is wrong. We need to have phase 1. We get 4 mana per turn on phase 1, and we only face 1 enemy, so this should usually not be too much of a hassle. But as said, the risk is we want to do this as fast as possible, and we are facing the Beast Lord and his horde, so expect a lot of dinosaurs, and this deck can sometimes be a bit of a hassle when we face giant dinosaurs which grant us more mana but block our way. So we're trying to get a good opening hand here. We're looking for cheap allies with high damage output, like the Underwood Dryad. We're going to keep that one. It usually is a 3-2 or a 1-4. It is very flexible. The Saboteur is something we can keep. We have the Stone Pillar for deducting health and attack from enemies, so this isn't a bad hand overall. We're going to keep this and not taking a mulligan here. So let's see what we face. At the start I'm going to play and lay out the cards. We're facing 1 enemy, and the Stone Titan is a rather unpleasant guy. He comes with 1 armor, so we need to deal 4 to him, and he also gives the neighbors +1 armor. Our advantage here is that we only have 1 opponent, so we have to set up the minions. We have Yetna minions with 1 life, we have Onikai minions with 1 life, and we have Cephalid minions with 1 life. So for starters we get 4 mana and can now think about killing this guy off. So what we could do is we could trade our Dryad here, which is a 3-2, and we can deduct 1 life and 1 mana from them. We don't have a good chance to keep our Dryad. If we use Bloodlust and the Dryad, we can build a 2 for a 2-3. Bloodlust it, so we have a 4-3 with 1 armor, so that might give us a chance to have the Underwood Dryad survive. But on the other hand, the dinosaur will get buffed by an event of the Horde card, and we might lose that. So and it is also a very bad turn to pull minions into the lane because they will get +1 armor. So what we are trying here is we're just going to use the Underwood Dryad, use the Bloodlust, and then have a Psychic Shield in hand to play as a combat trick to let the Underwood Dryad survive. This is, from the card setup, not a very good trade because we would need a lot of cards, but on the other hand we would have an Underwood Dryad that we can heal up again. So we're gonna play the Underwood Dryad and put 1 life and 1 damage on her. And the rest are combat tricks, so we can keep them. We're going into the fight phase and take a look what happens here. We have a Treachery and an ally gains -1 attack, so so much for being fast. This is really a shame because now we will not be able to do enough damage to the Stone Titan to kill him. Very unfortunate here. So we have the -1. So we only have 1 attack. We're going to up this with a Bloodlust to 3 attack. On the other hand, we get 1 armor ourselves. So what we do is we deal 3 damage to the Stone Titan, which will effectively result in 2 damage. And also we will receive 3 damage on the Dryad, and the Dryad will therefore have 2 damage and survive because of the 1 armor we played with Bloodlust. With 1 mana left, we didn't gain any additional cards. So not the perfect first turn, because we've stalled, we've not progressed, and we don't have, well, we weren't fast, but what can you do? We gain another 4 mana, we flip the next card, and we have a Lone Killer, and the Lone Killer says fight. Lone Killer deals 2 damage to the engaged ally. So again, a rather unpleasant fellow. We can now think about killing the Stone Titan, which is fortunately not that much of a problem. We'll play a Stone Pillar. The Stone Pillar gains 2. Oh, we forgot to pillage. We have to do that. So we had 3 minions, so we need to pillage for 3. I'm going to do that on the side. You don't see me pillaging, but I'm doing it from my draw deck. I not forget to pillage now. We've played the Stone Pillar, and the Stone Pillar has 2 life. We're going to exhaust it. This is very good. It gives -1/-1. So the Stone Titan is done for. The armor will not protect the Stone Titan from -1/-1. We draw a card. And we have a Guard Pillar. That is rather nice, because after an ally is destroyed, we put the card beneath the Guard Pillar, and when the Guard Pillar has 3 or more allies beneath it, we destroy the Guard Pillar. So we can either play the Guard Pillar, or we can try to kill the Lone Killer, but killing the Lone Killer isn't that easy. But we could use a Psychic Shield, but need to heal up beforehand, so not an easy decision. I think we will use the ability of the castle to heal 1 damage from the Underwood Dryad, which allows us to pull a minion into lane. We will just take the Zephyr minions, pull them into lane to draw more cards. And we are again stalled. This is not going too well at the moment, and we'll play the Guard Pillar, so if we lose an ally, we will get it back afterwards. So let's see what happens in the fight phase. We have a Hell Carnivore. The boosted monster gains trample for the remainder of the turn, so that's not too bad. We have Cephalid minions which have trample now. Oh, what a shame. So the Dryad will kill them. And there's something weird, because I had 1 token which I didn't remove but flip, so this one should have 1 health left. I had 1 plus token and removed that beforehand. The Cephalid minion dies, and I draw a card. Just checking if I didn't miscalculate there. This Underwood Dryad had 1 life left. I healed her up here. She had 2 life left, now received 1 damage, so effectively we have 1 damage on the Dryad. So that should be okay. We drew into a Shadow of Death, which is nice for the next turn. And we don't have an engaged ally here, so we take 2 damage on the castle. And we have to pillage for 2, because there are 2 minions left on the 2 health left on the minions. There's no dead allies, so we don't have to use the Guard Pillar. So we're in the next round. We have 0 enemies appearing now, get our 4 mana, and we should be able to stabilize rather well now. So we still don't have anything for the Lone Killer. I'm not sure if we will not continue attacking the castle and some minions now. Just doing some trades, getting a Saboteur. Oh, we could make use of the Saboteur. Why did I play the Guard Pillar in this slot? That was a big play error, because now I will not be able to use Elusive to full effect. That will teach me to play my Guard Pillars on the rightmost slot that is possible. Oh well. So play error here. Elusive will now not be feasible, and we have +1 armor, +2 armor for the damage that is going to be dealt to us. We're going to keep this as we have instance again. We're going to heal up with Golion's Castle the Underwood Dryad. So we now have 2 available again, and we're going to fetch one of the other minions again, so Onikai minion. Doesn't work out as well as I would have hoped. Oh, a monster gains -1 and minus. So we're going to use the Stone Pillar just to kill off this minion. Send it back, draw a card, and now pull the next minion. We have had enough with this pillage crap, so the Underwood Dryad can do something that the Stone Pillar dies. But it has done its job very well. Mind, it will not go under the Guard Pillar because it is not an ally. And we've drawn into a Speak with the Spirits, very strong card. So let's see what this combat phase brings. This combat phase has... oh, this is a Clearing Dryad, this was my deck, sorry. This combat phase has Young Carnivore, so that one gets +1. We have 2 damage dealt to the engaging ally, and we will block that with a Psychic Shield, which also has Rebuild 1. So let's choose a card that we want to draw again. What we would like to draw again is Bloodlust, most probably. A very nice cantrip. Could be interesting for the end of the game, if we manage to draw it out until then. And those, so the fight ability is blocked by the armor, and now we have a 3 damage, 2 damage trade, so the Echoed Saboteur is going to go down. We forgot to use the first lane. The first lane is rather obvious. We have 1 damage and a Dryad. The Yetna minions die, we draw a card. And here we have a trade. So again, 1 card for us. No trample damage. That was the boosted card. And we're looking really good regarding the board state. We've cleared all minions already. We don't have any additional mobs. But on easy, that is to expected. So primarily we wanted to be fast. I don't feel like we are very fast at the moment. Okay, play. Onikai minions gains +3, so new minion problems. And attach Deadly Stings to the strongest monster. After an ally damages the attached monster, Deadly Stings deals 3 damage to an ally within 1 lane. So we have minions with Deadly Stings now. Let's look if we just keep them there. Oh, we can also put the Echoed Saboteur under the Guard Pillar, because it will store our damage. So we drew into a Cloud Tearers, which is rather nice, but unfortunately we have 3 damage now here. And we would need to deal more damage. So what we're going to start now is pumping up something that can damage the portal and rush a bit to the next phase and to the boss. We're going to play 3, play a Dryad, and just wait what happens. We're going to eat the 3 pillage. We don't mind too much at this point in time. So this is 4 damage on the portal, which should give us a nice way forward into phase 2. There was a buff that whiffs because there's no target, and we do 4 damage to the portal with clearing Dryad and Underwood Dryad. And apart from that, we don't have, oh, we have 3 pillage. We're going to eat that. 1, 2, 3, and we are in the next phase. So we have another monster come in. Another lone killer. Okay, 2 damage to the engaged ally. If he deals us damage, I don't like that guy. But then again, we have a Shadow of Death. Oh, and we have Cloud Tearers, so very good use case for Cloud Tearers there. Lucky us. So we move the Clearing Dryad, we move the Underwood Dryad. We still do not tackle the Onikai minions, we want to progress. So we pay 4 mana, play the Cloud Tearers, they do 2 damage to a monster engaged with them on play. That's really great. The Lone Killer is dead, we draw a card. That's something that I call card advantage. We'll progress to the next stage. We can think about engaging the Onikai minions. Is that something we want to do? Are we afraid of pillage? We still have a combat trip left for more armor, so why not? Move the Underwood Dryad to the right lane, we move the Cloud Tearers to the right lane, and we take the Clearing Dryad, because we will be able, with 3 damage, we're going to progress into the next stage, and the Clearing Dryad can engage the Onikai minions, and each of the allies is far enough away so we can just deal the damage to the Clearing Dryad and we'll buff her with armor. So let's see what happens in the fight phase. We have Trample for the Onikai minions, which they have anyways, but we will be able to block that. We're going to armor up with 2. So we have 2 additional armor. We are going to rebuild 1. We definitely want Korjov back. Korjov is great because he can provoke a fight. So perhaps if we manage to shuffle our deck, we will draw into Korjov. So we have 3 damage done to our Druid. So we have 1 hit point there. And now the Druid kills off the Onikai minions and the Deadly Stings will trigger. And we do... oh, nice. 3 damage to an ally within 1 lane. Well, that was a very bad idea. Again, great misplay here. I should have kept the Underwood Dryad here, so I can target the Underwood Dryad with the Deadly Stings and keep the Clearing Dryad. That would have been the better play. Not a misplay there, but we can learn from our misplays. So in this case, I'm going to have to kill off the Dryad. The armor was wasted, so the only effect we got out there was a rebuild. I'm rather new to playing on camera and doing some play mistakes here, but we can learn together and get better. At least we have the guard pillar, so the Dryad will not be lost. And the portal will be damaged and dead, so we get into phase 2, where we now get 6 mana, have everything ready, phase 1 minion and get another mana. And have the young carnivores. We will let them wreak havoc on the castle most probably. We didn't have any pillage, and now the outsider comes into play. First phase of the Beast Lord. After the Beast Lord engages or is engaged by an ally, the alliance player must discard a card from their hand. And on play, the Beast Lord gains +2 attack and trample for the remainder of the turn. So he only has 3 damage, 3 health. So we're trying to get some kind of trade there, and we will have to sacrifice a character. We're trying to take a character that lets us deal 3 damage. We have a Bloodlust in hand, so we give +2 attack to the Underwood Dryad. And we could use a Speak with the Spirits to buff up another ally, but we will wait what happens there. So this turn I expect only to play the Bloodlust. Then on the other hand, if I do that, I will not be able to use the mana to full effect on the next turn because we're stuck at 10. So perhaps we will play out and just cycle the Shadow of Death. Cycle the Shadow of Death. Yeah, he has trample, so we just give him -2 to get a bit less damage on the castle. And we drew into Restless Phalanx. That's really nice. So we're going to pay 2, play a Restless Phalanx, and try to deal more damage to that portal. For the rest, we're going to keep it like that and see what the fight phase brings. The fight phase brings just a buff to the young carnivores with 1. So we have 3 damage on the castle, or on -5, and then we buff the Underwood Dryad with Bloodlust. Sorry, I would have to Bloodlust the Underwood Dryad after the effect from the Horde, so it was wrong to take the 3 damage on the castle and then play the Bloodlust. You're not allowed to do that, sorry. So I would have to play the Bloodlust and then start doing the math here. So we have 3 damage on the Beast Lord, that works out, and he has 4 damage on trample. We have 1 armor and 1 defense left. That was a damage, not a health. So we have 1 armor and 1 damage left, so we subtract 2, so we get 2 damage on the castle. And we did forget to discard a card when engaging the Beast Lord. So that will be the last card, the Speak with the Spirits. to correct that play. The Underwood Dried dies, so the good news is Bloodlust is gone. We get our 3 allies from the Guard Pillar back, and the Beast Lord phase 1 is destroyed. So we also get a card for that. And we have 5 damage on the portal. So the flow of monsters will be stamped rather soon, hopefully. We go to the next phase, flip a card, and we have a Wall Breaker. The Yetna minions gain +2. And we have to attach the Wall Breaker to them. The attached monster gains pillage, deal 1 damage to the castle for each damage on this monster. So we have to be careful or quick to let our castle survive. And we have phase 2 of the Beast Lord. After the Beast Lord engages or is engaged by an ally, the island's player must discard a card from their hand. And on play, return an ally within 2 lanes to the Beast Lord to their owner's hand. So this time we played it correct. On the other hand, if we would have gotten the Cloud Tearers back to our hand, there would have been a very nice combo possibility. So what we are now trying to do is we're just going to let the young carnivores wreak havoc again. They have got heroic, so they get tougher or stronger when we damage them. So we would like to play something that we can keep afterwards, but we can't, it seems. And the next bad thing is we don't seem to have any way to buff on ally at the moment. So we pay 1 mana, draw a card with the castle. And now we have Golbjorn. Thank you very much, Golbjorn. It's very nice to see you. We pay 6 mana with Golbjorn, and we bring out... No, we don't have to bring anything out. The damage on the portal will be enough. So let's see what the fight phase brings. We are not... Are we going to engage the minions? So yeah, why not? We're going to trade the minions for the remainder of the turn with monsters within 1 lane. So we're just going to pull the minions into the lane, and then Golbjorn can split his damage if he wants to. But we will not need to do that. So let's see what the phase brings. Treachery, the portal or the outsider gains +1 damage life. So we have 5 now, still no problem for Golbjorn. We take 2 damage on the castle. So we are on 5, 8, 9 damage on the castle now. The Beast Lord strikes Golbjorn. Golbjorn splits his damage, but doesn't split his damage because we need 5. Oh, and we need to discard a card because we have engaged him. So we are going to use the Echoed Saboteur for that. And the Beast Lord is dead. We draw a card. And the Yetna minions trade with the Cloud Tearers. They go back. The attachment is gone. We draw another card. Looking good already. We do 3 damage to the portal. So the flow of monsters is stamped. And we go into the next and hopefully last phase. Let's check it out. So we have 4 mana. We have no new enemy, but we summon the last phase of the Beast Lord. After the Beast Lord is engages, so we have to discard 1 again. We are going to discard... what are we going to discard? We're going to discard the Dryad. So we have 6 mana, we still have Golbjorn. We can Bloodlust him, so this should be good. We have the Phalanx, we are still good with the castle. So we're just going to kill the monster with Golbjorn now. Let's see what happens. +1 damage to the Beast Lord. All monsters gain trample for the remainder of the turn, okay? So we get 3 damage on the castle. With trample, we're still very good there. So we've got 12 on the castle. Golbjorn kills the Beast Lord. The Beast Lord kills Golbjorn. We bloodlust him for good measure. And that's the game. We've won. Well, we weren't as quick as I would have hoped, but without Kurumo, you sometimes have a bit of a problem rushing the enemy. So very fast playthrough here, not too long for the game, and we're going to continue to play on normal versus different hordes.